appreciate you guys coming to this credit meetup. My whole goal for this is to make everyone here a little better, come out with something that they didn't know, especially regarding credit, since my life revolves around credit. I sleep it, I wake up, I get excited talking about it. It's just something that I'm glad happened to me. And when you love something and all you want to do is share it with people that are willing to invest in themselves, just to get a little bit more information, right? So that's my goal. After the event, I have a special gift for everyone that came, something that helped me. I'm big on manifestation. Even when I was at community college, I would tell people that I was going to US, like I'm going to USC, like I'm going to USC, and they would look at me and they were like, "What, man? Relax," And that's me. I was just like, oh, when I told my wife, "Hey, we're gonna get a house," 4 months later, we got the house. So I'm big on that, and I feel like you have to touch it, you have to feel it, you have to be around it if you want it. If you have it on your wall, the wallpaper, whatever you have, you have to see it daily so you can actually get closer to it. If you have to rent a car because that's the next car you want, if that's what you like, you have to do it. I know people will talk shit and be like, well, it's renting, quit flexing, or whatever the case. Well, no, everyone that pretty much has a car or is on the road to get a car has rented a car because they want to feel it. And that's just something that worked for me and works for me. And that's why at the end, I'm going to give you guys just a special gift. Thank you for joining, Patricia. Thank you for bringing your husband. So yeah, so if you guys don't know, my name's Santiago Gil, owner of Latino Solutions, credit repair. That's the co-founder, Brandon Jones. And I just did this meetup a week ago. I just said, hey, I'm gonna do a meetup. After doing Pam's thing, I was like, hey, I need to do a meetup. I need to get out there, right? Because when you get out there, when you shake more hands, you get more business. You get to help more people, and that's the main thing. That's all good. Yeah. If you love what you do, you want to help more people, then everyone that got in business is because they found a problem. Maybe you hired a company that wasn't servicing you, right? So then you're like, hey, you know what? I can do this better. So that's how it started with me with credit repair. I hired 3 companies. They didn't really do the job well. So I was like, hey, let me try this. So I was fixing my credit, my wife's credit, and it just, it blew up from there. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start the presentation. Any questions real quick? Oh, you know what, before, can you guys introduce yourselves going around? And then Mark, you go last. But introduce yourselves, what do you do? And hopefully, what do you know about credit? Just like that, after that. But go ahead, Brandon.
My name is Brandon, co-founder of LAWTINO Solutions. Yeah, so I just, more of like a silent partner, but I've just been in the credit space for a couple years now, and I think the reason why we got into it, like you said, being tired of paying people to do our jobs for us and executing. We hear all these stories about people paying all this money for credit repair, 6, 7, 8, 9 months on the road, and it's happening. So the best way to, they say if you want something done, you just go and do it yourself. So we did it, so we've just been ever since, and just change people's lives up with us.
Thank you, bro.
My name is Joseph. I'm from Baldwin Park. I've been following Santiago for about 2 years, about a year and a half, and then so I hit him up because one of my friends was doing work through you guys, whatever, and then so I started following him, and then we started conversating, and then for about a year, off and on, we're talking off and on, and then probably about 2 weeks ago, I finally pulled the trigger and. I don't know much about credit, that's why I'm here.
Nice.
Well, that's why we're here.
Nice, awesome.
And we're just ready to go.
Appreciate you coming.
My name's Jesse. I call him Ecom just because that's how I met him. I just found him on Instagram, I don't know, a couple years ago. I was trying to get in the ecom space, and then switch credit. I mean, I know, but I just don't do. That's the issue. You can know stuff, but if you don't apply it, then the knowledge really don't matter. 35% DTI, 35% credit history, 10% collections, just all the stuff, but it's keeping the debt to high now. that was it. Oh, I do like 4 different 1099. I had a job. I've always had a job in sales, and I always wanted to be self-employed, 1099, own a business. So I quit my job September 15th. So I do have an LLC. I do have a business. It doesn't generate much. It's online reputation management for Google, and then I do like a couple other 1099 supplemental. But full blown, just hustling and grinding for that next check right now.
Como quieras, español, inglés, como sea.
My wife told me about you guys, so I can put in there about credit.
Nice. Thank you. Welcome.
That much I get.
Awesome.
My name is Patricia, and I'm a hairdresser. I didn't know anything about them until they came over to the salon, so I'm here to...
So she's the reason why I look 5 years younger. Got my hair cut, a little tinte here and there, but thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
My name is Asa. I know Santiago for a couple of years now.
A couple years.
But,
Won a couple of your winnings?
Yeah.
A couple. I was kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I'm a published author, I'm a poet, I'm a writer, so, and then I have a catering business called LA Street Tacos.
What made you think of that name? LA Street Taco.
You know, wherever you take it, well, it has a greater meaning than that because, you know, my goal is to feed the world. You know, I do it's changing the world one tummy at a time. So,
Nice.
You know, I live with purpose. And then, so I figured if it's LA and I say LA Street Tacos, and I go to Africa, then they'll be, oh, you're from LA, Los Angeles, Hollywood sign, you know, oh, a blood in, blood out, you know. So it's a universal name, you know. And then my book is called
Okay, thank
Poetry
you.
in the City of Angels. Yeah. And but I was talking to him like last year about credit, and it's like hooked me up, and man, blew up. You know?
Appreciate it. Well, thank you for trusting me. You know, I know sometimes when you work together or you know someone, it's like, I don't know, man. I know he talks a good game, but you know, can I trust him? But thank you for that. And then,
hi, my name is Linda, and I own an insurance agency in the city of Moreno Valley, and I recently met Santiago just a few months ago. We connected through Pam, which was I spoke at the event that he spoke at also in the beginning of the month. And what do I know about credit? So the more I learn, the less I feel like I understand it, okay? So the more I know, the less I get it. I don't, but I know you need it. I know you have to have it. If you do not have good credit, you're not going to be in a good space to do what you really, really want to do. So I know it's their game. We have to learn how to play it. So that's why, you know, I'm definitely wanting to learn more, get guidance, and understand it better.
thank you. Thank you for coming. And that's the power of networking, right? Like, we met through an event. You know, she came to this one, and she has one. I'm gonna support her. That's you know, a powerful circle. So appreciate you coming, Linda. And I love your story on how you started your business. So
Yes.
if you wanted to share that a little bit, just give them the.
Okay, so I've been in the insurance industry just like you know, through purpose, right? So like sometimes, you know, you just feel, you know, you do something, but there's more. And I opened up my business, and I have a special needs child. So the name of my agency is 321 Insurance Services, and 321 is a Down syndrome reference, and he has Down syndrome. So now I actually attended an event today for a hiring event for special needs people. They call it something else. I'm neurologically something. And now I want to enter that space, you know, so where they prepare, they equip people that under other circumstances wouldn't be independent on their own. But now there's so many programs out there to be able to equip them and, you know, get them right positioned, get the employers prepared also, you know, to invite them into their space, train them, and, you know, absorb the cost. There's so many things available now. So that's where I'm at right now.
Thank you so much.
Hi guys, my name is Cecilia, and I just have several things going on. We do caterings. We used to have a restaurant. It burned down 2 years ago. Fell into depression because that was, my little office turning off and on the light, just to, the passion that you have to go in there and do what you love. Serving, customer service, dealing with people. It was just, long story short, it burned down. We would pass by. I would cry like there was no tomorrow. My son was like, "Mom, are you ready for the next step?" And I'm like, "What do you mean the next step?" He's like, "What do you want to do? Let's do something." And I was like, "Okay, are you down for mini pancakes?" I was like, "Okay, let's do it." So now we have a mini pancakes catering. We do private caterings. If we go to pop-ups as well. Now I do taxes. I have I started my DBA through PAM.
Nice.
Called Sunshine Taxes. Why? Because I have a special needs son too. His syndrome is very severe. There's only like 300 cases around the world. Wow. Yes. It's called DTK syndrome. Basically, mental retardation. Basically, in a second, his life could turn around. Asthmatic. A lot of health conditions. And to him, nothing's impossible. So the more diagnosis he gets, the more I learn side hustles. Because if he could, I could. Nothing's stopping him, so why should I stop? So I'm teaching my kids what I didn't get taught because my mom didn't have the ability. She was undocumented. Came here without papers, of course. Didn't know nothing about English. What do we get taught about credit? Don't talk about credit. Don't talk about taxes. Ni te metas con eso. Yes, like we're, you're pushed. Yeah, like you're pushed away from it. So we were never taught about that. So I don't want to bring that to my kids when I know it's going to benefit them and myself as well. So I'm killing several birds in one stone as much as I could learn because, like I said, my son has a dyslexia. My 14 years old as well. He learns. He's a visual learner, but he doesn't stop. He sells tacos at high school. And by doing his tacos, he cuts his hair. He's learning how to pay his own stuff. So he's always, he can. How old are you? Yes. 14? He's 14 years old. Yes.
Yeah. Ready to get married, bro?
No.
I don't want to go under that system because the woman's going to take all the money out.
Damn.
I want to have the money under my mom. But a little about myself. Sorry about cutting my mom off.
Okay.
My high school freshman, upcoming football player. Played D-tackle, kicker, left-footed. Did play soccer since I was 3. Stopped at COVID when I broke my elbow. And right now, I'm like a sponge. I'm connected to my mom. I learn what she learns. I just soak up everything. I'm not trying to fall in the high school system. What I mean by that, the government just wants you to work as a student during the high school, your 4 years, or your 18 years during the whole school. They just want you to work, learn, and then be employed. W2 worker. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go employed. I want to be myself. I want to be my own boss. I want to be my own. I want to be my own in everything, basically. That's a little bit of my myself.
Amen to that, bro.
Thank you so much. Sandrita? let them know how we know each other. Let them know how we know each other.
We know each other way back when we used to work at USC with the campus police at the medical center and at the university. That's how we met. But I was a few steps ahead in the school journey where I was going to USC, right, when we met.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
about to do your master's grad. Yeah, like one more year left. Yeah.
But I've seen him through his journeys, and I've always appreciated him because he knew that I was looking into that, but I didn't know because at a young age I had a lot of responsibilities of caring for a family or parents, and so I was working and going to school and like all these things, but he's the one that really connected me when he decided to step away from USC and really give it his all. He brought me into an event that connected me with Pam and other people. But I think that I've learned, and especially through him, is how do I go from being an employee to being an employer? How do I go from me having to be present in order for income to come in to have income revenue? because I'm a person that doesn't like to feel stuck, especially not feel exhausted. I'm almost 40, but I just feel exhausted because of the responsibilities at a early age. But and I have 3 little kids, and so they're one of my main reasons just to have choices for them. I don't want them to fall through the same thing, like I said, the whole system, the school system, that getting into debt. I want my kids to have choices, so I'm already setting them up since the time they were born, because I had them at a later age, so I already have that mentality. But I'm a social worker, that's my background, and thanks to Pam, I went from just being an average low-paying social worker to right now being an escort. Which people, when I tell them, they're like, how? And that's because I allow myself to travel. I speak Spanish. I continue to learn. Doing all these things aside, and I show them, and this is why I'm worth what you're paying. I cover all Southern California, so with that income that I triple or quadruple from SC to where I am now. Now I want to put in more into how do I make the income revenue. So I got my house within those 2 years that I had started. That was a goal, and I just opened my doors in October to a room and board. And I needed a room and board because I didn't want the state. State was making it very hard, very expensive, so I didn't want the state to be involved. And yet I'm still making the same profit as a state certified. It's still my house, I still live in it, but with the rooms and the patients, I'm already connected. I do hospice. So I brought them in, and that's paying my mortgage, paying my bills at home so that I can focus on other things. So with the credit, it's the fact that I went from just simple getting ready within those 2 years to be able to buy a house to right now it's like, how do I fix, manage credit, because of all the money that's being spent from all the accounts, from my personal, from my business, from the kids, because I have them as my little employees now, to the people that are helping me at home, to what I do with the social work and then the house. So it's just a lot of things. Like I said, the more you learn, the more I'm I don't even know where to start, because it's a completely different range of understanding the credit, the credit system. But yeah, that's where I'm at, and I'm just, like I said, grateful because he's a person that has always extended, the hand, and because of him, I've just been so connected.
Thank you so much. And I feel like I said this quote at the other event by John D. Rockefeller, right? Sometimes you have to leave the good to become great. Mm-hmm. I had to leave SC. I loved it. I didn't love the people so much, except a few like her. But I would go to work and I'd be drained. Hey, what's up, bro? I'm always hyper. Ah, man, what are you talking about, man? I'm out. I'm like, oh man, it's draining my energy. So I'm like, dude, why are these people not happy? Right? We have a job and this and that, and I was always doing my side business, so I guess I was already getting extra income, but I just knew I had to leave SC if I wanted to grow bigger. So if you're here and you're working a W-2, I mean, obviously you have to trust what you can offer, others, and the more problems, the higher problems you solve, the more you get paid. That's how you have to look at it, right? Never negotiate your price. Your price is your price. Work with people, right? But don't, lower your standards because you want to accommodate someone. I'll help someone across the way, but I know what I deliver. I always over-deliver. So if they see that, there should be no issue, buying your service. All right? We have one more person before Mark. Victor? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Victor Moreno. I run an auto detailing company in LA. I met Santiago at a German event. I also know Tony, the videographer, through that. This is my oldest son. I have 2 boys. And just I heard some of the stories and stuff like that. I'm an immigrant. We brought here from 3, from Michoacan. Pretty much don't believe in the school system. And I'm just trying to teach my people, my kids and my family how to become, how to, use credit, leverage a lot of stuff, so that, they can take care of themselves in regards to, bettering their lives and stuff like that. With my small company, I have 11 employees now. and then I was able to retire my dad. I was able to buy, I'm at my 4 units, 4 properties, so we're going to build a portfolio and all that. But the reason for me being here is because I want to run something online, learn credit, because I know as a Hispanic, we don't believe in it. It's more cash-based and stuff like that. So just like the lady here was saying, you know, the typical Hispanic way, put your money under the bed and stuff like that, where I believe in leveraging, you know, funding and all that stuff. So, you know, the more money you make, the more people you could help as well with the circumstances and all that. That's why I was able to convince my older son to come so that he could see what I'm about, and so that if he wants anything, everything's possible, because I come from nothing.
Nice, thank you.
I didn't have my own room till I bought my first house. That's to tell you, I slept on a sofa.
Damn, thank you, man. Thank you for that story. Mark, you want to go? Or
man, well, my name is Mark Miller. I run multiple companies, but my main company is called Access Capital. And all the stories, the various stories are awesome. When did we meet? We met
RPX?
Yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah, we met at a recession-proof conference in Vegas. And
I asked him, what do you do?
Hustling folks
I said,
here, man.
I was like one of 2 there, right? Me and him.
So, but you know, we were just vibrating on, and that's important. I believe in energy, and I believe in vibrations and synchronicity, and that's very important when you're around people, whether it's personal or business. And so we just vibrated. I mean, and you know, our stories resonated in a number of areas. So my main company is a capital acquisition company. So I help any and everybody. Doesn't matter where you are in the stage of personal development, growth, business-wise, getting access to capital through education and compliance. I'm an SMB advocate, small business advocate. I'm also the vice chairman of the Inland Empire Black Chamber of Commerce. So I manage, and I'm over 154 businesses. I also have a real estate company called Riverside County Acquisitions. But at the end of the day, my whole thing is education and mindset. I heard a few people talk about leverage. I heard a few people talk about, you know, getting out of the rat race. And as black and brown people, a lot of the stuff we don't have access to is the understanding of money. Because money is energy, okay? Money is stored up energy. Money is currency. The currency has to flow somewhere. It's going somewhere. You got to figure out and find out how do you gravitate and get to where it's going. But once you get there, you have to understand the power of leverage. And credit is one of those things that everybody can have access to. If you have a heartbeat, you should have access to credit. And understanding how credit works in your favor is important. I too come from a household where it's like, don't use your credit. You know, credit is bad, credit is this, credit is that. It's because the education system that your son talked about is very antiquated, that you talked about. It's built on the industrial age. It's not structured to harvest and produce entrepreneurship. It's not structured to build business owners. It's structured to teach you to work 40 for 40. That's the way it is. So at some point, us as parents, us as providers, have to see that, understand that, and say, okay, where do I step in? But it's hard if you're not a business owner or an entrepreneur yourself. And again, I tell this to my business owners, everybody does not belong in business. It's not for everybody. It's very lonely. It's very hard because you don't get to eat unless you go kill something. You know, there's nothing wrong with working a job. You know, I worked the job for 22 years. I worked at FedEx for 22 years. And it took me 6 years to actually make that exit, to make that final decision that I was going to start my business, grow my business, scale my business. But the power of proximity, which we all are, is what got me to where I am, to be able to make multiple 6 figures, 7 figures 1 year because of COVID in my business. Because I worked around and I got with the right people. Because you can't do it by yourself. It's a who, not how mentality. And what I mean by that, most of us try to figure out how do we do it by ourselves. How do I do this? How do I figure this out? How? When it's a who mentality. Look to your left and look to your right. Everybody is a who in here. You were a who for her. You were a who for, everyone's a who. Who can help me scale? Who can help me understand, fix my credit? Who can help me get access to more capital? Who can help me educate through compliance and structure? Okay? So understand the mindset, the opportunity that we all have if we want to see everybody win and get to the next step. Because there's levels to this. Don't look at Instagram, don't look at the internet, because everybody drives a Lamborghini or a Corvette.
or BMW, or electric BMW.
But understanding those things are attainable in the right perspective, you know what I mean? And understanding how, you know, all of my cars are under my business, but I get to write them off because there's personal credit, but then I specialize in business credit. I build businesses, you know. It's double leverage. You know, when you're running a business, you want to be able to separate the two, because it's a separation when you're running a real business and you're trying to sell. So, you know, he asked me to come out and speak. I love speaking, I love talking, I love teaching, I love vibrating, because how you do some things is how you do everything. And it's not always transactional, it's transformational, okay? Who can you impact? Who are you trying to become in this journey? You know, the example you're trying to show your son, you know, your son or daughters, whoever you have. I have teenage daughters, and I incorporated their names, you know, and I set them up. I have, you know, property in their names, and teaching them early that everyone has a relationship with money. You know, my goal is to teach them how to think, not what to think. It's about structure. And so everybody here, you know, remember, it's a who, not how mentality. It's just tap in with everybody. So that's me.
Appreciate you, Mark. Hey, real quick, Brandon brought up a good point. Let's eat real quick. The food's before it gets warm, before it gets cold, and then I'll start the presentation after you guys eat. So go ahead and help yourself. I'll go get drinks for you guys. Like I said, my main thing, what I'm gonna talk about, I know it's counterintuitive. People are gonna look at me like, why would you say that, right? But I'm gonna talk about how you can fix your own credit without needing credit repair, right? I know you signed up, but we'll still take care of you, bro. No, but that's the main thing. Most people think, how can credit get better, right, if you're not adding positive accounts? It's not just about removing negatives. You have to add positives. And what I'm going to talk about here, you can do it. It doesn't matter. Social, ITIN, it all can be done. One of the main things that people don't do is that they don't nurture banking relationships, right? Most of you, like, who do you bank with?
I have a credit union and a bank.
Okay, awesome. Credit union. Which credit union?
Arrowhead.
Nice. What do you have with them as far as like services? Do you have an auto loan with them?
No, I don't. I used to. I had 2 auto loans with them before in the past. They both got paid.
Mortgage with them?
No. Mortgage.
CD account?
Sorry?
CD is a certificate of deposits?
No.
Okay. So most people, we have these relationships with these banks, and we don't do none of their service. We just checking and savings, which you're always using savings, put it back in checking, and then it's a big old circle. You have no savings. All right, so that's the main thing. So after this presentation, how can you get 25,000 with like a 600 credit score? And it can be done. It has been done, and I'm gonna go talk about that, okay? Anytime you have a question, just go ahead and ask the question. I'm gonna go smooth on the presentation. Yeah, Jesse.
I was gonna say, is it like I have Chase? It's not like I should have a credit union, right? Like every person should have a credit union.
You should have 3 banks.
Yeah,
Okay, but credit union is important.
Yeah. What?
Should have a credit union.
No, yeah, credit union definitely on top of. Everyone should have at least one or 2 credit unions.
Vital to have at least one credit union.
Yeah, because remember, the credit union is going to give you more money than a regular bank, and that's guaranteed. Bank of America is not going to give you 20,000 after 6 months. That's not going to happen. So that's why everyone should have a credit union. Shit, okay. All right, I'm gonna go start. All right, so like I said, any questions, I'll stop for you guys and we'll go over it, okay? Okay, presentation brought to you by LAWTINO Solutions. LAWTINO Solutions. Nadie huela más barato. Just kidding. All right, real quick. Thank you guys for coming, all right? Every day, if we don't learn something new, you will not grow. Period. Every day I'm learning something new. Whatever it is, I'm learning something new. I'm not afraid to learn something new. I want to be the dumbest person in the room. And I say that proudly. Like, I want to go in a room and I want to be the dumbest person. Why? Because you're going to teach me something, you're going to teach me something, you're going to teach me something. All right? So don't be scared about being the dumbest person in the room. Okay? Don't avoid something you know that can benefit you. Right? Who thinks credit can benefit them? Right? But you avoid it. Right? You avoid it. You're like, no, my credit's bad. Right? Me and Brandon, we went to go get our teeth whitening yesterday by the LA Tooth Fairy. And first thing she said was, I'm good. My credit is bad and I'm okay. I make money. I'm never going to use my credit. That's her mentality.
You gotta pull her to the side.
Pull her to the side? She signed up? Pro bono? But all right, credit does not fix itself. Please don't think that you by like 5 or 6 years, I'm gonna go from a 500 or 700 just by doing the I Dream of Jeannie. That's not gonna happen. Credit benefits you, okay? There's 3 ways credit can benefit you. There's other ways, but I'm just gonna point these ones right here. Credit can give you a house. Credit can help your business. And then investment opportunities, which Mark's the man for that, okay? All right, so real quick, before we start, we haven't even started the presentation. You guys thought we did, but we need to take out all the negative things and reprogram our brain of how we think about credit. That's number one. You got to reprogram it. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask the question because I want to be more interactive. Checking my credit score. Does it hurt every time I check my score?
Yeah.
Oh, like a real pull, yes.
Yeah.
But
No, if you check your own score.
Yeah, through
Self.
Credit Karma.
Do you think, no, but it hurts your score when you check it?
On Credit Karma?
Yeah.
No.
You can check it as many times. But people think, oh, I had a client. Hey, Angelica, how you doing? You know, I check up on my clients, make sure you're good. It's been like 2-3 weeks. He goes, yeah, I haven't checked my credit because I know they told me that if you check it, it hurts your score. I go, no, you can check it as many times.
200, I checked every day.
Yeah, check it every day. And she checked and she went up 60 points. So, no, okay? Reprogram, right? And a lot of you guys are here. Credit is not for me. You have to reprogram that. Credit is for you. You just gotta know how to leverage it, when to leverage it, what banks to go to, who's giving you the actual 0%. Okay. All right, so now the information real begins. Information is pointless if you don't execute. Okay? I'm gonna talk about this. Note takers are money makers. Appreciate you guys taking notes.
Recording?
The recording is sold separately. I'm just kidding.
I'll buy the CD.
A-track.
We'll wait for the reels.
So we know note takers are money makers, okay? All right, this is your map, okay? How to get a 750? This is the map right here. Okay, it's gonna be short, smooth. You'll be like, oh damn, I didn't know that. Okay, so making you understand. First of all, how many FICO versions are there? Yes.
Really quick. Okay, so just from what you said, the 750, how to get to 750, is that like the sweet spot that, you know, where you can go ahead and, you know.
Okay, so.
Because you highlighted 750.
I just 750, it's just a beautiful number.
So, okay.
Right, so I got a 750, but if you have a 756 and an 850, same thing.
Yeah.
Same borrowing power. You just want to show off and say, hey bro, I got an 850. But if you have a 756, bro, we're the same. We go to a bank, same profile. They're not gonna give you this guy $1 million more because he's got 820 and I got, no, same thing. Okay, so that's just for.
Is it 720 to 750 the last threshold or 720 the last?
756 is like that. To go to 850 is like the excellent. Everything before that, you're still good. All right, so there's 16 different FICO versions. FICO 2, FICO 4, FICO 5, FICO 8. I know you guys are looking at me like, damn, I'm just trying to get a house. So a house is FICO 2, 4, and 5. right? But they look at the medium. Like they'll look at the middle one. So if you're trying to get a house, 2, 4, and 5. 2 is Equifax, 4 is TransUnion, and 5 is Experian. In that order. So what they do is they'll pull the mortgage score, which is the FICO 2, 4, and 5, and they'll do, okay, the middle score, that's what they go off of. But most people don't know your FICO 8, like if I look at Experian right now, that score, your FICO mortgage score is 20 points lower than that. So if you're like, I got a 700, I'm trying to go buy a house. Okay, cool, but you're really at a 680. Okay, so those are things, because a mortgage score is like old. FICO 8, 9, they're newer. Does anyone know what FICO stands for?
I was gonna ask you.
Me neither. I just wanted you guys to tell me. I really don't know. I was kidding. It stands for Fair Isaac Corporation. All right, the owners, Bill Fair and Isaac. I don't want to say Newton, and there was 2 Stanford's professors, and they made up the algorithm of FICO of how someone can get approved. So that's how FICO started in 1956. Does someone know the first credit card?
Chase. Capital One.
Diners Club.
Credit One.
Diners Club, that's old school. Credit One. They've been in to fuck people since the 1950s, huh? Yeah, so Diners Club. So Diners Club is good for, international travel and stuff like that. Can you see? Okay. FICO versus Vantage Score. Okay, people look at Credit Karma, that's a Vantage Score. It's gonna be 20 points higher than your real score. So if you're like, hey bro, I'm a 700. Yeah, you're a 700 on Credit Karma, but you're really like a 680 on Experian. So don't go off Credit Karma. Go off Experian. Okay?
Once a year.
What?
You can check Experian?
No, Experian every day. It's free. Experian.com profile, you can check it every 7 days. That's when your score changes.
And Experian is a lot more legit than Credit Karma, right?
Yes, legit.
They're more accurate.
Yeah.
More accurate, yeah. And you can pay for Experian, like $24.99 a month.
40 bucks.
40 bucks a month? Yeah, to get all 3. And that's just, the way I look at it is like if you're gonna buy auto, like if you're gonna get a car, right? You look at the FICO score, that way you have an idea. You go to your credit union and see what you're gonna get approved for, okay? But the smart thing, and I'll tell you guys, anyone know the difference between a bank and a credit union?
Credit unions for people.
Yes, smart guy. This guy was doing homework. Got one up me right now. So the bank is for shareholders. Stock market. Anyone got Bank of America stock? But that's where the banks come in. They're not for the people. They're for shareholders. Okay? Credit unions are for the people, by the people. Okay? That's how credit unions are. Not necessarily, but right here. So you guys see? Bank, shareholders. Right? A little stock market right there. Credit union, members. Okay? They look out for the profits of each member. The banks look out for the profits of the shareholders. Okay? All right, I like this website, ibank.net, because I'll get questions like, hey bro, can you tell me what's the best credit union? I say, go on ibank.net, right? Click on whatever state you want to click on. Texas, click on Texas. And then you're gonna go to credit union, and it's gonna tell you the top 100 credit unions in Texas. So if you're gonna go to a bank in Texas, a credit union, which one are you gonna go with? The one that has more? The one that has more money. So the number one, whoever has the most assets, that's the one you wanna go to, right? Because you want them to give you the most money. You don't wanna go to a bank that has 16 million. What they gonna give you, 500 bucks? You wanna go whoever has 16 billion, because they might give you, 50,000. Okay, so ibank.net, really, really important.
ibank.net or ibanknet?
ibanknet.com. That was a little mine. All right, 3 best credit unions, and I threw this one out here for you, Brandon. Navy Fed, Number one, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Schools first, right? And then Altura, right? Altura, if you don't have an Altura, I think they're Riverside County, but they go based on your city. If you live in LA and you go to Altura, they won't let you. But
Okay, so you know how you said to build relationships with the banks and how to nurture like that relationship. So if you have a checking savings account in one of those, what would be a good way to initiate?
I'm gonna talk about that.
Okay,
Good question. I'm gonna talk about that. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about Navy Fed, but you can do this with any bank. I'm just gonna use Navy Fed because how much money they have, and that's why they're one of the best or the best. Navy Fed, they have 168 billion in assets. That's how much money they have. That's why they give people 25,000, 20,000 off the jump. Okay? 13 million members. Raise your hand if you got a Navy Fed account. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice.
How about School First?
Yeah. School First, number 2. They're good. But school first, real quick. How can you get in? How can you get into School First? You have to be like a teacher, no?
Yeah, you have to know.
Someone.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a
Nice.
teacher or be partnered up with someone.
So same thing with Navy Fed. You have to know someone that is in the military. Okay. You have to live with someone that has Navy Fed. You have to work or serve in the military. Most people would say like, oh man, I can't get into Navy Fed because I don't have none of those, right? Or let's say you have an aunt, right? And your aunt's a Navy Fed member, but you can't get in through your aunt because no tias allowed. Like you have to go in through brother, sister, right?
Children,
Spouse, yeah.
your kid.
No cousin.
No cousin, no tia, no cousin.
They have at least
So what I got to do though?
once a year, and they also have the friends and family.
Access code.
No, but I'm saying if my tia is in, let's say Linda's my tia, right? And damn, she can't get me in, right? But hold on, she's my tia. That's my, like, let's say my dad's sister, right? So you would get in to Navy Fed because you're brother and sister, and then I piggyback off you because I'm your son. That's how you be creative. You know, everyone knows someone in the military that you can get into that way, but Navy Fed has been so strict. The people that we've been trying to get in, it hasn't been that easy, but you find a way.
And like say if you add an authorized user, would that be an issue?
Yeah.
So good question. So an authorized user, like let's say you have Navy Fed and you add an authorized user to
Someone who's a non-Navy Fed member.
Like maybe my son, well I know I could give it to my son, but like say I have a business partner.
Yeah.
And I want her to have access to Navy Federal and stuff like that. So I want to figure out a way to
get her in. Yeah, I think authorized user wise, like I added my son, for example, but he wasn't a member yet. So I added him. They let me add him because he was my son. But I think what you're trying to say is, can I add someone that's a non-official non-member?
Yeah, like a stranger in a way.
Yeah, I think you could add him as an authorized user, but that doesn't mean he can bank with Navy Fed.
Yeah, you can add anyone as that.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you can add them, but for them to bank is another. They have to get in through the All right, cool. Does anyone know what data mining is or harvesting? And this is the main thing that we're going to talk. This is the meat and potatoes about this whole presentation. Harvesting. What is harvesting? Anybody know?
Gathering.
Growing.
Gathering, dude. Getting as much products from that bank, so when it's time to apply for something, you're good, and they're going to give you the money. That's what harvesting is. Data mining, same thing. Okay, so Navy Fed. Okay, they have an internal score, which sometimes trumps your credit score. Right? This is more important to them than the credit score. They'll look at this over your credit score. They take in both into account. Their internal score is 100 to 450. Okay? These are the things that you need to do to get the most internal score. Okay? Most people, when they get into Navy Federal, right, they go in for the kill. I got into Navy Federal, I have a good credit score, let me apply. Hey bro, they only gave me 500. Yeah bro, because you didn't harvest, right? You could have waited at least a month after doing a pledge loan, and I'm gonna talk about that, or waited 3 months after you got direct deposit, checking and savings established, 2 pledge loans, a secured card if you wanted to go that route, and a CD account, which is certificate deposit. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's pretty much like I'll put 500 bucks in a CD account, and in a year they're gonna give me 5.5 back. It's like a guarantee 6 months, but you have a CD, so it's a product with them, so they know that you're investing with them, because every dollar you put in the bank, they can lend out 10. Okay, so that is what you need to do. Now let's talk about a pledge loan. Anybody know what a pledge loan is? No? Okay, so this is perfect. Okay, this is really, really deep stuff. If I have $3,000, okay, how do I want to build a relationship with Navy Fed? I'm gonna put in $3,000 and tell them that I want to do a loan, a secure loan. So, okay, how much do you want to do? 3,000. Okay, cool. It's in my checking account. Perfect. We're gonna grab it from the checking. We're gonna lock it up in the savings. They're gonna lock it up, and then we're gonna give you our own 3,000. 2.25 interest. How many years do you want that? Oh, just give me like 2 years. Okay, perfect. Your payments are gonna be off that. It's probably gonna be like, I don't know, maybe 80 bucks a month, maybe 50 or 60. Okay, but what you guys don't know, no hard pull. Okay, you just got a secure loan with Navy Fed, and then after you get the loan, you pay it off 99% in 2 days. So then you leave a balance of 20 bucks. So at the end of the month, what do you have? Anybody know?
99% paid off.
A 99% paid off loan. And that boosts you up 20 points because of that loan, and it goes into your credit factor. Do that twice. I recommend doing one for 7,000 and then one for 3,000, but it's your own money. Because I've had people like, hey bro, is it gonna be locked up? Because I wanna get access to it. Yes, you'll still have access to your money because they release it. What I like about Navy Fed, most people or most banks, you pay it back and you can't touch that money until everything is paid off. Navy Fed, whatever you pay back, you can have access to that because it's your own money. But this is
kind of like the IRA.
Yeah, the Roth IRA?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought Roth IRA has a like 15-year, 30-year cap. You can pull out, but you get a penalty, no?
You can pull out, like, there's no penalty as long as it's what you invested. It's
okay.
It's already
whatever the gains are, you can okay.
You can't get out the gains because you'll get taxed on the gains.
Gotcha. But this one, you can take out what you put in. But I say, you could even do $1,000 one. Doesn't have to be crazy. Put $1,000, Navy Fed, secure loan. Hey, cool. 2 days later, hey, I like to pay off my loan. How much? Oh, I just want to have $20 balance. Oh, perfect, sir, no worries. Boom, done deal. You have access to the money, and then the next day you can do another one. But that one, do it for more. You want to have just a good balance. You don't want to do 2 for 1,000 because that's no point. Okay? So what are you doing right here? We're harvesting. So every bank, you should do this. Navy Fed is just giving you more capital. So checking and savings, direct deposit, secure card, pledge loan, CD account, and that's it. Okay, I've never seen this done. Okay, you guys can let me know. A secured card from $200 to turn to an $80,000 card. I've never seen a product or a bank that can give you that. Okay, so the goal is first, if your credit's messed up, you're gonna pre-qualify for a secured card. If it doesn't pop up, that means your credit's shot and harvest. So don't apply for nothing, just pre-qualify, see if you get it. If it doesn't pop up, hey, I didn't get nothing, all good. Just harvest for 3 months and then reapply. And trust me, after 3 months, if you do it right and you do all this stuff that I told you, you will get 10 to 20,000 on your first credit card. That's amazing.
So
Yeah.
so I just so I did the
Pre-qualify?
Yeah, pre-qualify.
For what?
For Discover.
Nice.
Discover card.
Yeah, what came up? You got the secure card?
Yeah, secure. Well, but I haven't done it yet. So
Yeah.
I just did it on Tuesday.
So that's good. I'm going to talk about that. I love Discover because the Discover card graduates into an unsecured card. See, most people will say, "Oh man, I didn't get it. I didn't get a credit card. I didn't get it unsecured. Let me not do it." No, do it because you need positive accounts to overbury all the negative stuff. You know, it's like how do I make it sound good? I was gonna like you do something bad, right? Like let's say you do something bad, whatever it is, but then you're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make it up. I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna do good. The more you do good, the more the bad goes away, right? And realistically, in the banking world, you need 2 years of being good. That's what they really look at, right? Like if you got a late payment from 5 years ago, it's not really affecting you. But if it's a late payment from 6 months ago, it's affecting you. You know, I try to make it like, I don't want to say my other scenario I was going to give. Let's keep it.
I want to know you used to move weight.
Yeah.
It's like the plant water and your plants, everything.
Yes, that's a good, nice one. But be nice. Like, be nice, nurture your bank, and then get rid of all the bad stuff and little by little.
How about if you did awesome and then you like for 2 months you weren't so awesome and then but you continue to be awesome again?
That's the thing that sucks about credit, right? It takes you 6 months to get 100 points, but you miss a late payment, now it's costing you 80 points.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to be on top of everything, right? Some people can't handle credit. I've had clients, and you know, me and Mark share some good stories. April, and this guy gave her 20,000, and then it was just like one of those things where you give someone that much money.
For 20,000.
The bank did.
The bank did. No money.
But yeah, you know, if someone gave someone 20,000 and they don't know how to use it, man, it's a rude awakening.
Got her approved for 20,000 when Navy Federal, and she started buying all kind of stuff. Got her body done, got her hair done, did all kind of crazy stuff, and couldn't pay back.
So when you get that much, what should you spend, or how would you go about it?
Discipline. Yeah, discipline, but
All my credit goes up.
I'd rather be good.
that's where you got to be creative. That's why you got to connect with people like. Go ahead.
So that's why when I was talking, you have to understand your relationship with money. Like we all have a relationship with money. Some of us was introduced to money and it was scarce. Like you didn't grow up with enough. So you have a mentality around money. Some of us grew up with access of money, it was just always there, silver spoon in our mouth. So your viewpoint or understanding of credit is a little different from somebody that didn't grow up with it. So, but understanding how credit affects so many things, where you work, what you drive, where you live, it's a relationship. If you're comfortable with driving a bucket, then you're gonna keep. If you wanna drive something nicer, it's probably gonna be tied to credit. Where you live, they're running your credit. Where you work, government jobs, they check your credit. You know, you want to be a police, a fire, they check your credit because they want to see if you're fiscally responsible. Because if you're not, you're susceptible to bribes. That's why they check your credit when you're going into the public sector. So credit is important. Your insurance, there you go. They look at your third parties.
One thing is how you do everything, exactly how you said it. So it's a lifestyle check.
Yeah, it's not just to get money, it's where you live. You know, you might be just comfortable working a job, but you want to live in a nice place and drive a nice car. You don't have to be an entrepreneurship. But where that zip code, that area code, is going to be tied to your credit.
Awesome. And the reason I'll invite him anytime, but he knows more about that business credit stuff that I feel like once you have access to business credit, that's a whole different world because now you're able to do more. And it goes back to your question, well, shit, if I got 20,000, what can I do with it? But that's where you need to have a nice business plan and not just throw out there invest in this, this, and this, and see what works, you know?
Just look at it like I teach my son. A credit score for me and how I help certain people is like it's an adult grade. You know, they get A, B's, and C's. Ours is 850, I think it's the max, and 800. So the adult grading for the like society gives you because you know, we all have a social security, so or a EIN, so it's like they grade you. That's what the system grades you as. Like, hey, can I lend her? I just met her, but based on her credit score, she has a 750. I could lend her, trust her to give me 50,000 because I know she's gonna repay it back. I'm gonna make some money off of it, but that's how I teach young ones to, like, hey, or adults, be like, look at your credit score like an adult grading point average that they use. And then if you have $20,000, I would say it's best to invest and put some money to the side to to do something, or an emergency is always like, I messed up my credit at 18, to never forget it, and then building my credit back up, I take it very, very severely. Like, I do not share my credit with anything unless it's tied to something that's going to give me a return.
All right, thank you for that, Victor.
Thank you.
All right, real quick. When you applied for Discover, right? You applied because I said it, or you applied just because you applied?
No, I was on your live.
Oh, okay, cool. No, my question is, pre-qualify.
Yeah.
When you pre-qualify, that doesn't hurt your score. It's a pre-qualify. It's, hey, what do I get? What I like about Discover, they'll let you know, secured card or unsecured, or hey, we need more info, we'll hit you back at 7-10 days. That means you didn't get it. But the pre-qualify doesn't hurt your score, which I like. Now, secure card, once you approve it, that's gonna hurt your score, but only like 3-5 points, because it's a new card coming into your credit profile, right? And it goes over that credit mix and new credit. New credit is 10%, but it still affects your credit. Okay, so quick question. Discover, do you know where they pull from? Experience, yeah. So that's another thing, right? If Asa has a 700 in Experian and he has a 650 in TransUnion and maybe 680 in Equifax, where should he apply for a card? No, anything that's Experian. Anything that pulls from Experian, he should go there. He shouldn't go where cards are pulling from TransUnion or Equifax, because his chances of getting approved are slim. You know? Cool. Does anyone know revolving credit versus installment credit?
So just by the word revolving, it revolves.
As you pay, you can use it again.
Car loan.
Yes.
It's a line of credit.
And then installment credit's like cars, because you don't re-pull from the car loan. You just pay it off.
Perfect. But now if you want to go real technical in this credit world, right? Chase, if you have Chase, they have a 524 rule. If you got more than 5 credit cards in 24 months. 5 credit cards, that's what they call it, 524, 24 months. If you get more than 5 in 24 months, you can't get approved by them. So what I recommend is, if you're building your credit or starting your credit, you should go to Chase first, rather than go to other one. Yeah. Because then after you get Chase, now you're good. You got Chase, you're in the family, and now you can go for other cards. So now this is important, because I'm going to talk about something, and you need to understand, when you get a credit card, that is a revolving credit. That'll affect your 524. But if you get, there's other cards that do installment that won't affect your 524. So that's another, you got to just think more creative. Okay? Another one I like is Digital Credit Union. Digital Credit Union pulls Equifax. Okay, they'll give you 10,000 if you have like higher than a 700 credit score. But your most maximum approvals is if you harvest. Right? Build with these banks. Don't just go in there for the kill. Right? I don't want to say the word one night stand, but don't do that. Most people, they go in, they get a credit card, and then, you know, they don't pay it back, or they nurture that relationship. You want to nurture that relationship. So So this is what I like about digital credit unions. You guys don't know, right? Check this out. In 3 months, they'll give you a loan for $1,000. In 6 months, they'll give you a loan for $2,000. Who's doing that? No banks are doing, like, straight off the rip. All you got to do is show them a proof of pay stub, or that you have a decent credit score. But you're building with them, so they trust you. So they'll give you the $2,000. Pre-approval. I like that. Why pre-approvals? Doesn't affect your credit score. Unless you, no, after you say, I want it, then it'll affect your credit score. Okay, cool. What does that mean?
Credit strong.
You like that, huh? You like that, huh? You like that. That was me right there. That was me right there. What is it, Yahtzee? What's that? Charades. Charades.
4 years at SC.
2.5. 2.5. I skipped the grade.
Strong credit?
So credit strong. If you're building credit, this is perfect for anyone building credit. Why? $49 a month, they'll report $2,500 in your bank, like in your credit profile. Less interest, like 6.9, loan versus revolving. Okay? It's a loan.
Is that self?
No, it's like self, but this is better. Okay? No credit check. You can't beat that. $49 a month, and it's added like 30 or 40 points to your credit profile. But it's giving you $2,500, and you could do it for 5 years. Self, you could only do it for 2 years. It's $35, and they're only giving you like $700 to $1,000. So credit strong. And this is another one. Raise your hand if you rent. Nothing wrong with renting.
Rent reporters?
Yeah, rent reporters, but this is Boom Pay. Same thing. Like if you want to get more credit profile, get Boom Pay, and they'll go back 2 years. They'll report on your history. Hey, most of you guys paying rent and nothing's reporting. It's like you're just giving money, but there's no history. So if you want to buy a bank, okay, they're going to check if you got evictions, but you need to put it on your credit. Flexible installment, no landlord involvement. All you got to do is show them the lease. Hey, I got a lease. They'll go back 2 years. That's 2 years of history on your credit profile. Yes.
Are you able to do that with your lease for your space? Like say if you have brick and mortar, does it have to be only where you live? Oh.
Yeah, that's like business credit side, probably a mark question. Like can you show that you're renting?
You have a lease on a space, like say
for business though.
Hey, are you able to report that?
Boom Pay. But this for like, no, it's for like someone that wants to live, yeah.
That's personal.
And real quick, I'm gonna say a term that maybe because we're going into the fintech world, there's a term called plaid. Plaid is when you apply for something and they'll connect your bank account. So based on your bank account, you'll get approved for $5,000, $10,000. So the best way to get approved is of like get all your money that you have under the colchón, and you put in you put it in the bank, right? And then when you get approved for or connect the plaid, then you're gonna see like, oh man, this guy's got 5,000. Let's give him 5,000. Okay, so plaid. Okay, I like this card, the Tomo credit card, right? No hard pull. Okay, no hard pull, up to 30K limit. Okay, APR, no APR. They just go off what you have in the bank. So that's a credit reporting on your profile, right? I say no hard pull, right? That's important. You want to see what you get approved for before you get approved. It's a fintech company, okay? My favorite card. Next is Navy Fed, but Discover, okay? Secured card, only if your credit's rocky. Pre-approval, graduates in 6 months to like $1,500 to $2,500. Here's the trick though. I'm gonna give you guys the trick, okay? Appreciate you guys writing notes. Let's get it. So the trick on this secured card, all right, get this camera because this is gonna be fire. If I put in 200 to 500 in the Discover card, right, because it's a secured card and that what I want to put in at first, on the 5th month, I'm gonna put in 3,000 to 4,000 on the card. Why? Because on the 6th month, they're gonna evaluate how much I have on the card. So on the 6th month, they're gonna give me that much or double it. You guys get what I'm saying? So that's a little hack. Okay, use that hack. I'll give you, that's free right there. Question?
Yeah, like he's 17. I've added him to most of my business credit cards and the credit cards.
Nice.
When can he start applying on his own?
As soon as he's 18.
As soon as he's 18?
18, yeah. So my son, right now, he's got a 751. He's got a Discover, Navy Fed, and a Capital One. I don't know how much is limit on Capital One, but the Discover, because I added him 4 years ago. So the reason he has a 751 is because of the age. Most people on their credit report only have 1 or 2 years. Because you know why? They close a card, that hurts their score. Don't close any cards. Leave them open.
Even la Curazao?
La Curazao can stay.
Don't they close themselves after if you don't use them?
They can.
They can.
But you know that's why you could. They say always every once in a while use them so they don't close. Yeah, something. But if you have a credit one, yeah, no one wants that. But if it has history, if it has 10 years of history, you don't want to close that down. Yeah, that's just.
What's the youngest?
Who's got La Curazao? I got La Curazao. I had La Curazao.
Mine's still recording. I still have it, but I don't never
Yeah,
use it.
never use it.
What's the youngest you can add, like a child?
So good question. Navy Fed, as long as they have a social.
Wow.
Amex, 13. Capital One, 13. Discover, I think is like either 13. Most of them are like 13, but there's some that as long as they got a social, your kid should be added on the card. Just, hey, because he's gonna benefit when he's 18 and his score is just gonna go through the roof because of the age and whatever card she added him with. Okay, even if you have like messed up credit, just add him to the card. It's just benefiting him through the, through the years.
Credit history, right?
Yeah, that credit history. Because the green spot is 6 years. 6 years of credit, like that's where you have that, damn, it's excellent. You have 1 or 2, you're red. 3 or 4, you're like orange. And then 5, you're like,
I'm gonna get them good credit.
but yeah. But remember, our parents didn't teach us credit. It's our responsibility to teach our kids credit. That's why I wrote the book. The book was for my kids, right? After writing it, I'm like, hey, I'll put some marketing stuff in there, but it was mainly for them. I didn't want them to wake up like I didn't know nothing about credit. So this is important too. Raise your hand if, obviously you're not gonna know it, but who knows the difference between due date and statement date? Besides Victor. You know the difference?
Due date's the end of the cycle, and the statement date's when they report it, right?
Yeah. Well, due date is when your payment is due, and then the statement date is when the cycle closes for the previous month. Yeah, so in credit, you're like paying 1 month behind. The trick that I remember is kind of like this, and I did it backwards. I would pay my credit card, due date, and then use it the next day. All wrong. Because 5 or 6 days later, they're reporting to my credit bureaus. They say, hey man, let's say a $500 credit card, I would pay the minimum and then use it, and it would be all maxed out. If I pay it off before the date reports, right, it reports to 0, then my credit score is going to be higher. That's why people say, why does my credit score go up and down? Mm-hmm. Because you at least have to know your statement date to have a better understanding.
Utilization is also 30% of your credit score.
Yes, I'm not going to read that. Question?
Yeah, if you do two payments on the credit card, would that help you?
Yeah, you know what? My wife actually got mad because we throw, hey babe, here's 1,000, pay off your cards, right? And she'll pay, and we'll do like, my daughter plays travel ball, so she'll swipe that more than 144 times a month. And she goes, babe, why they keep on giving me more money and more money? So they just gave her another increase, 13,000 on Discover, and she's getting mad at me. But I'm like, it's because you're paying. Well, we pay like the Discover card, because that's her everyday card. She probably pays like, oh, yeah, man, you seen it, bro. It just we pay. So the more you pay, the bank's like, oh shoot, this guy is paying a lot. Let's give him more money. But remember, they want you to get in debt. They want you to pay interest. But the goal is not to pay interest. Just hard to do. But once you find that sweet spot where you make money, right, then you use the credit to leverage. Don't really tap into it unless it's investing for you. You know? So, authorized user. So that's pretty much what I said about adding your kids to an authorized user. If, let's say, Patricia, right, you have decent credit, I can add you to a credit card to boost you up. Because now, if I have a $10,000 credit card, it'll make you show a $10,000 credit card in your profile. So it gives you that history.
And lower her utilization if you have.
Yeah, lower utilization. But don't think that if I have 5 years in the credit and I add you, they're not going to give you 5 years. They give you half of that. So they'll give you 2.5. But still, it's a boost. It's a boost. Okay, I'm almost done, guys. Make your profile stand out for age and the amount. 5K is the sweet spot. So what I mean by that is the average, if you're gonna do authorized user, do a 10,000, do like a 3,000, and the average is like 5,000. So when you apply for credit, you're gonna get 5 to 10,000 instead of getting the little baby limits, 500 or 1,000. Okay, so that's the sweet spot right there. That's it. Any questions real quick? Yes.
If like, I'm pretty sure everybody has a card note. I know one of the cards is called Plastique, where it's a service thing that does an ACH payment to. That's another way I've told to people to kind of use Plastique if it benefits you to pay your card note, because it's kind of like a way to help build your credit since you already have a card note.
You want to teach them your way better? The Venmo?
Venmo?
Yeah. Liquidating a card. Like if I want, I need 3,000, Brandon.
How I figured this out is, so I had a lot of family members that hit me up and like to borrow money, right?
Really? Family borrow money?
Family members, deal, you got 50, 100, 150, you know, whatever. What I realized though is like a lot of people use Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. So a lot of my nephews and nieces, they use Cash App. What I was able to, I realized, it just turned out to be like a gameplay for me, is I connected my Navy Federal cash rewards to my Cash App. And it came in handy. I think one time my family member, I could say, he'll need like $500-600, right? So I Cash App for $600, which is cool. It's like 2 or 3, 1.5 or 2% like that, right? So it's gonna charge me whatever, right? But you know, you have to pay a little something in order to reward. So if you had somebody, your son or anybody that has a bank account that you can link up the Cash App with, you know, like my cash reward is 6,000. So hey, you know, can you send me? I think Cash App does like, you can do up to like 15,000 a day. So what you do is you Cash App them, you know, 2-3 grand, right? It's going to them, right? It's gonna cost you $50, $40. Go to the bank, pull out that money, right? Sit on it for a week or two, then you pay off your credit card balance. So that's how you're able to liquidate your credit cards without having to spend it. Because you know, us, I thought you had to go buy some shoes or go to a nice restaurant and rack it up. And I'm sitting here figuring out how I'm going to pay it. That's where you're able to utilize it by just moving it around, cashing out.
And that's another way to increase like the amount, right?
Oh, I gotta use that card.
Yeah, because I did that with, I don't know if it still works, because I know I learned it from saw that you mentioned N500.
N500, yeah.
Yeah, so
Marcus.
He used to say that Marcus Aurelius, you could go to like the Apple store, buy a computer, and then pay part with the debit card, the other one with the credit card.
You can't do that no more.
They caught on to that.
Yeah, a lot of places caught on to it.
Dick's, right? Dick's Sporting Goods. You go with the golf clubs.
It's called manufacturer spending. A lot of places don't allow you to do it no more. So connecting like Plastique, I think Plastique.
Yeah.
Or there's another one I can think of it. Or setting up a merchant processing. Or when you're in a network or in a circle like I am with other business owners, I say, hey, send me an invoice. Send me a $10,000 invoice. Send me a $20,000 invoice.
Ooh.
I'll pay it. It'll deposit into his account. 2-3 days later, they'll write me a check, wire it, give me access to my money, send me a 1099 or whatever if he needs to, so it doesn't capture the income.
Right.
Stuff like that. Or when you get into business credit, as I talked about, you get access to a credit line, a business credit line, you can write checks against it. So you draw from it. So they give you $50,000 business line of credit, you just write a check against it. Or you transfer it directly from that business line of credit right into your business check. So that's why it's important to structure your personal credit, because it steps you up to being able to get access to business credit. And business credit gives you access to business lines of credit called HELOCs.
Right. How big is Dun and Bradstreet for the business?
It's not big. It's big for commercial credit. Experian Business and Equifax Commercial are your two biggest ones.
Any question regarding personal credit?
No, what you was talking about with Wells Fargo has that business line of credit but it's not 0%, because I know sometimes if you get business credit cards, some are available at a 0% interest, but the line of credit where it's revolving is just not 0%. Yeah. But you can go ahead, you can use it for anything. You could deposit directly into your account.
I'll give you guys a hack, a strategy, and this is how to get a free $14,000, okay? I'm gonna say free because, all right, brother, thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Tap the link, homie, tap the link.
Business credit or funding?
Yeah, that's the man right there, business credit. So yeah, so this is how you get a free $14,000, all right? So let's say you have a credit card that you owe $1,000 or $2,000. Let's say a Bank of America card. The reason I say let's say is because I did this, okay? So let's say the Bank of America card, you owe $5,000, okay? You owe $5,000 on the Bank of America card. You're like al tope. You're like, damn, dude, I'm paying a lot of interest here, okay? So I applied for a Navy Federal additional card, and the Platinum came out. The Platinum card gave me $14,000. Okay, $14,000 transfer balance for 12 months. I think it's like 0.9%. Right? Call Navy Fed. Hey, can you do a transfer balance? How much? The whole $14,000. Okay, what card do you want on? Can you put it on this Bank of America card? No problem. They're not gonna ask you how much do you owe on that card. I want the whole $14,000 on that Bank of America card. How much am I over? Right, I only owed $4,000. Right, it's a $5,000, yeah. So $4,000.
9,000 over.
So 9,000 over. So I'm negative 9,000, but a good negative, right?
They send you a check?
No, I put it in my checking.
Oh, that's even better.
That's even better, right? So it's quick. Yeah, so then get that money and you pay back the other card. Now you free up this card, and then what do? You call Bank of America to give you more credit, because now the card's paid off. Usually wait till after it reports. That's why you should know when's your reporting date, because they're gonna see it reported, and then now it's better when you get the limit increase. Because you can pay it off, they'll see it's zero, but you know, everything's so system-based, they might not approve you for that approval right away. Okay, so that's how to get a free $14,000, because you literally got $14,000 for 12 months, and if you can make that money grow, even better. Okay, so we're almost wrapped up. I did bring you guys a special gift, and like I said, I'm big on manifestation, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them to you guys real quick. So real quick, I want to thank everyone, especially your time. I hope I gave you an ROI based on your investment. I'm big on manifestation. I love cars. Okay, I love seeing them, I love driving them, and I'm working my way up. And the way, you know, I guess if people think like if you can go from Toyota Camry or something straight to a Lambo, the only reason you can do that is if you put $50,000 down and be willing to pay $4,500 a month. Or you work your way up from a Toyota Camry, then you go to a Porsche, Lexus, then you go to an Audi 8, and then you can go to a Lambo, because then now you have that, how do I say it, and then the trust factor, okay? My goal, hopefully by the end of, 2024, is to get a Urus, okay? Lamborghini Urus. I have it on my wallpaper, on my laptop, right? but I'm gonna get myself another property before getting the car. The car for me just pushes me, right? People work different. Some people like cars, some people don't. Every different strokes for different folks. For me, I like it. It gets attention, right? I'm a Leo. I love attention, low key. You know what I mean? But yeah, my wife, you know, she, you know, before we bought the Tesla, and it was before Teslas kind of dropped, I had a Porsche we rented, Maserati. It was just a lot that I was renting because I wanted to feel them. I wanted to drive them. Like I said, I love them. And I put my wife in the same positions. So she would drive the cars. She'd be like, damn, babe, they look at me funny. They probably think I'm the help or something like that. But it was just a little joke that she would throw. But now she likes it.
She sees the vision.
She sees the vision. You know, she likes, not to say she doesn't like attention, by the way. But yeah, but she knows she can see it. So what I did for everyone is kind of, I have a manifestation key. So everyone that came, I have Porsche, I have Lamborghini, I have BMW. So if you guys want to come around here and pick out the ones you guys want, and real quick, it's a thumb drive. Okay, so it's a thumb drive, right? And then if you guys are single, you want to go to a bar, you put it right there, la barra. And they're gonna say, "Oh shit, he's got a Porsche," but hold on. Yeah, but that's a little joke. But yeah. So here, I'm gonna lay him out real quick. I like the Porsche one. I had, hold on a second. Yeah, for sure. I was gonna save you one, Anthony. You know you got VIP, bro. But I do got BMW. I got a Lamborghini one. Is the one I like. Yeah. Yeah, you can take. Also, real quick.
Do you have any more t-shirts?
Yeah, hold on. Real quick, these right here, it says 700 Club on the wrist. So you can put, you know you already got a 700? Yeah, so I got more. Yeah, take them up, please, gracias. And I got pins in there. You broke it already? You don't have to use a thumb drive, bro. It was just a...
Oh, I'm going to.
No, it's a thumb drive.
I think I like
but you don't got to use the thumb drive, you know what I mean? You just
I like
keep the... keep that one. Hold on. Thank you. So this is the, this one. I have a couple of these, so... Yeah, so I'm going to show you real quick because I don't want you to break it. So it's this one. That's cool. So this one right here, you just go like this.
Got it.
It's thumb down, and then it goes in. I've tried it many times. Sometimes it's like, oh, it doesn't go in. It goes in.
Yeah.
Here you go, brother.
I also wanted to tell you thank you for motivating me because I was able to get my I got a Shelby GT 500 too. So
oh shit! You want to take a race or what? You want a race, bro? Is that what you calling me out? Nah, just kidding, man. Thank you. Let's get a picture for sure too. I got some pens right there. Sorry. I know I got more of the Lambo ones, and I got BMW ones too.
More t-shirts?
You want the drug dealer one?
Yes. You make those?
Yeah. So real quick, the reason, the philosophy behind this.
If you guys want a t-shirt, send them a DM.
They think, a little bit. I gotta tell you, you got a little bit of money, they automatically assume.
Yo soy de Sinaloa.
Even worse, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, soy de Michoacán.
Yeah. Which one you want? You want the Lambo? I think they're in there.
I want the BMW.
Okay, here you go. Here you go, brother.
Here you go.
Yeah, brother.
I was gonna say
That's
that
business cards. Oh, here's who wants the Lambo? Because there's only like one left.
Which one? The BMW.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, I got you one. Literally, I'm trying. The key.
I need a credit card, bro. You need a credit card.
Here you go. And then take a pen, please. So, just like that, bro. August 17th.
July?
August.
August? Oh.
Yeah, I'm a true Leo.
I'm a Leo.
Oh, you're July?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's it.
How about for
That's it? No more?
No.
Who didn't get it? Who else didn't get one? Yeah, please. That's all you right there. Look at that.
A ver.
Make sure it works, though. Make sure it works. Just make sure it just...
Yes.
I'm gonna put it on my keychain.
Oh, yeah, but there's... Oh, shit. Hold on. Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay.
Just go like that, yeah. It's a little... Dale que pero sí trabajan. But anything, like I said, put on your key. So check this out. This is another thing.
35, one day.
All right. So this is the investment wise. When I was selling Amazon courses, the drop shipping courses, I bought 100 of those. for, I think it was $1,000. But each course I was selling for like 500, 3 to 500. So literally, I never got a chargeback because everyone liked those keys, and the course was on the keys.
Wow.
You see what I mean? So like, it just helped people like, hey, I liked it, you know? So just, please take a pen.
That's the same thing. So
Yeah. And I want to take a picture with everybody. I don't care. You gotta leave. You gotta take a picture with me.
That's right. Thank you, sir. You can take notes. Everybody on this side.
Hey man, thank you for coming. Let's get a picture, bro. Let's get a picture. And a nice one by the fireplace, por favor. You got yours?